second. So under post here, it says add new. And this will refresh, and essentially you see the main area here is, this is the headline of the post up here, enter title here, and this is the body down here, okay? So I'm going to just copy and paste this information that was emailed to me into the body. And as you can see, copy and paste, you need to do a little bit of formatting because there's too much space and stuff like that. So I'll quickly do that. Second. A couple other things to think about when we're publishing to GetRotary.org are categories. And essentially what happens is, and I'll show you how to do a category here in a second, but we want to make sure that Google and other search engines understand what this article is about. And so I'll change those I'll show you some categories here in a second. Almost done with this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have a main story, and then over on the right-hand side, underneath the publish and format, is a category section. And so this right here is a community event. So I choose community service, and then I go all the way down, and I choose the club. So in this situation, it's the Rotary Club, I believe, of Simi Sunrise, I believe, and choose that club. I'm gonna then create a title, and I'm gonna choose the Simi Valley Cajun and Blues Festival as the title. Okay, so that is how we create an article. A couple other things. Every time we publish an article on GetRotary.org, it automatically is published to Twitter and Facebook. And you can see over here under publish, there says publicize, and we can edit what it's going to say. So I'm going to edit that here, and it just says Simi Valley Cajun and Blues Festival. And I'm probably just going to edit here and just say, join us at the 2014, and then it'll say that, and then I'll put a link to this post. Okay. Also, another thing I will do here is just edit the URL real quick. I want it to say something like that. Okay, and we're done with that. So there's two things that you can do here. You can save as draft if you need to work on it more in the future, okay? Or you can hit publish. So I'm going to save it as a draft. And the reason I'm just showing you how it works. And I'll go back out to all posts, so you can see that you have the Simi Valley Cajun and Blues Festival here. It's in draft form, and maybe I want to update it, so I will click on it and to edit it. Maybe I want to embed a video in this post. So I've gone out to this great website that they have for this event, and they have videos, YouTube videos here. And I just, on a YouTube video, you can always click on the YouTube logo to see it on the YouTube site. So I click there, and it opens up a new window right to that video. Okay. Now, it's very easy to do this, and it's very easy to publish these, because in YouTube, there's down here underneath the video, every video has a share area. We click on share, and then we click on embed down here. I'll click on that embed, and I'm just going to cut and paste that code. So I copy it, then I go back over here, and I just want to put it at the beginning of the top of my post. So I'm gonna put my cursor there, and then I'm gonna go over here on the right hand side and click on text, and it'll show me all the code. So then I just paste that code right there, okay, and then go back to visual, and you can see that the video is now embedded into my post. Now I'm going to publish the post. So when I publish, it's going to also publish it to Twitter and Facebook. So here's publish. Again, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask them in the questions area of the GoToWebinar. Okay, now that has been published, and I'm going to go out and we'll look at the new article. So here's a snippet of the new article. I'll click on it here so you can see the full article. And you can see at the top, there's a YouTube video and then the article. And that's how you publish an article or a press release to GetRotary.org. So now we'll move on to creating the same, kind of the same event as an event in the event calendar. So I'll go down here to events on the left hand side, and I'll click add new. And I'm going to do essentially the same thing, except I also am going to add all the event details here. So the dates and all of those things. Okay. Real quick, let me. So I just pasted that in, just like I did in the last one, in the body of the event. Then I'll put a title here again. So there's there's things that we need to do. So the event dates are May 24th and 25th. So I just choose those in the calendar here, and I see it's from noon to 7:30. So I choose the times. And I say, and then I can go down here to event location details. I'm just looking. Oh, there it is. There's the event location. And it'll bring up a Google, I can show it as a Google map. Like that. You see the Google map. And then I can go event cost. And if there's a registration URL, and I believe there's one right down here. And it's I think to buy tickets for $20. Just use that. And I'll say it's a $20 ticket. And then organizer information. I'll go back to my email and get maybe Tim's email address. I'll put it in there. And say Tim Gray. And that's it. So that's essentially also, that's creating an event. So again, you can go over here and you can save draft, or you can publish. And I'm going to publish. And you'll see that on the event calendar on the site. So now we'll go back to the site. And go to home. There's a number of ways you can see these things on the event calendar. As you can see here, it's right here on May 24th. On the side of, this is on every page over here. And then you can also see it up here where you click on calendar. And scroll down and you can see that same event here in the middle here. So we have a couple of questions. Let's see what those are.
There was one question earlier, Michael, asking if there was step-by-step instructions or if the webinar would be recorded and provided to all attendees.
Great. Yeah. So great. We are recording the webinar, so you will be able to. I'll include it in the email when I send your password, username, and password. So you'll be able to review the webinar also. At this point, we don't have step-by-step instructions, but just to give you an idea, if you go to WordPress.org, there are many tutorials around using WordPress in general. We just want to make sure that people who are going to publish to GetRotary.org go through this basic training. So there's really not much you can mess up. And if you have any questions while you are publishing to GetRotary.org, both Brian and I can answer any questions. You just send us a quick email, and we can help you out.
And WordPress is a very popular and common publishing tool for websites. So there, in addition to utilizing us, there's also a lot of free resources online, other
Yes.
YouTube tutorials and blog articles giving you tips and techniques on publishing on WordPress.
Yes, that's perfect. And a couple other things that, we haven't done a lot of customizations of WordPress. So most of those tips and most of those free resources will work really well for you. Maybe a couple other things here. Let's see if we can go see how the post looks on Facebook and Twitter. As you can see here, this is the Facebook post that that we just did, and I don't know why it's showing. Oh no, that's fine. But that's a Facebook post, and let's look at Twitter. See how the Twitter post looks, and you can see here that there's the Twitter post just came up, and there's a link right to Facebook for that. I mean, right to WordPress for that. So that's kind of how it works. There's Do you have anything else to add there, Brian?
What about adding a photo?
Oh yeah. So let's add an image. And images are very easy to add now with the new WordPress update. So we're going to go and um, edit our post that we just did. So even after you've published it, you can edit it. And we'll go, let's see, Simi Valley. And it's very easy to add an image. that YouTube is in there. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit so we can put it in between these two paragraphs. So the easiest way to do it is to take an image and just drag it onto the editor and drop it on the editor. It will upload the image like that. And then over on the right hand side, you can tell it how you want it to put it. So I want it to be center aligned, and I want to be full size. And I'll change the size here in a second, but I'm gonna initially just put it in as full size. And then insert into post. Okay, so now that's full size, and now I can click on it. If I click and highlight it, I can then go and click on the pencil here. You can't see.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
I think your screen froze.
My screen froze. Let's try it again. Okay, 1 second. Tell me if you see it now.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Maybe if you could just run through that image again, that
Yep.
adding image from the
Yep,
top.
no problem. So I'm going to, first of all, I have to open my post here, and I have my post open, and I've scrolled down where I want it. So I put my cursor here because I want to put the image between these two paragraphs. So the very easiest way to do that is to just drag the image right onto the editor. So I take this image, and as you can see, it says drop files to upload, and I'm just going to drop it right on my article. And then over here on the right hand side, it gives me the opportunity to essentially configure that image. I can name it, so I can say see me Cajun and blues, and I can align it to be center, and I want the size in this situation to be full size so that I can and then I'll show you how to resize it once it's in the post itself. So then I just click insert into post, and there we have it. So the way to resize an image in a post, there's a couple of ways. I can just click on the image, and I can actually just resize it like this. See, I can drag it in the corners and resize it like that, or I can click on the pencil, and it'll bring up a little dialog box, and I'll say, oh, I want that to be 600 wide, or 650 pixels wide instead, and I just choose update. And now it's 650 pixels wide.
We have a question.
Yes.
Hey, Michael.
Yes.
We have a question. If there's any guideline on pixel size and preference from an uploaded image.
Yeah. One thing about imagery is when you drop it onto the editor, it's going to process it and resize it so that it's not a gigantic. So if you take a photograph that is full resolution from your digital camera, WordPress will kind of handle that a little bit for you and bring it down and to an appropriate size, and then it'll give you the option to it'll essentially up here where it says size, if you pull that down, see it gives you a thumbnail, medium, and in some cases it'll say large and full size. So you have those options. In most situations, you're going to choose like a medium size. The reason that I chose a custom size is because there's typography, there's words on this image, so I want it to be at least big enough for people to read those words. Excuse me. So, there's really the guideline is you probably don't want an image to be bigger than 700 pixels wide. That's a big image on a browser because most website layouts really can't handle much wider than that. It might break the layout. So here I'll update. So now when we've added the image, I'll just go over here to the right and update this document, this post. So I'll wait till that saves, and then we'll go out to the website and look at it. I'll just click on this, the Cajun and Blues Festival again, and we can scroll down here and see that image now is in the layout. So that's how that works. Do you have anything to add, Brian?
No, I think we're rounding up the time here.
Okay, perfect.
I thought that was a great overview.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your help, Brian. And please feel free to email both Brian and I if you have any questions at all about publishing to GetRotary.org. Looks like we have 20 attendees today that I'll be sending out the link to the recording, as well as your username and password and the login information to log in to publish on GetRotary.org. Thank you so much for joining us on this great Saturday morning, and everybody have a great weekend.
Thanks everyone for attending.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks,
Bye
Michael.
bye.